shows a combination of relationships in chapter 1. We're now going to look at a combination of relationships, and in particular, we are going to have a look at simple interest versus compound interest. So both of these are investments. An inheritance of 200,000 Rand is invested at simple interest as well as compound interest, and we want to see what happens over the years. So simple interest, if you remember, it is calculated, so you would take 200,000 Rand and you would find, so you would multiply it by 8,5 over 100, and that would give you 17,000 Rand, which means that every year you're going to add 17,000 Rand. So if we have a look at this investment, we can see that over the years, it increases. In 20 years, you will eventually have a total of 540,000. Whereas compound interest, remember, compound interest is interest on interest. So for example, you are going to take your 200,000, you're going to increase it by 8,5% of your 200,000. So in the first year, both these investments will get the same amount of interest. So this one would be 17,000. And if I added them together, so 200,000 plus 217,000 will give you 217,000. So in the first year, they have the same amount of interest. But then what happens is, remember, compound interest is interest on interest. So I would take 217,000, I would find 0,085 multiplied by that, and you will see that it is more than 17,000, because if I added another 17,000, it would be 234,000, but in the next year we have 235,445. Look what happens in the third year. Here we've got 251 as opposed to 255 and a half nearly. So after 20 years, we can compare these two, and your compound interest investment is nearly double what your simple interest investment was. So again, we had to look at the compound interest. This is increasing at a constant ratio. This is increasing at a constant difference. So let's have a look what the graphs look like. Both of them start at 200,000. After 5 years, there's not much difference between the two of them, but have a look in the 20th year, it is nearly double. So this shows us simple interest is a constant difference increase. So it increase it at a constant rate of 17,000 a year, whereas our compound interest graph increases at a percentage of 8,5% with interest on interest. And that is the difference between compound and simple interest. Please make sure that you know what these graphs would look like. For more practice on this, you will go to page 19. Page 19 in your Via Africa textbook, and exercise 1 to give you more practice on this type of graph work.